Hey friends, happy Wednesday. Happy first week of December. I hope you guys are doing great. I wanted to come to you and share something that actually came up on a podcast conversation I was recording with a fantastic female leader in commercial real estate, Christina Ballas, who is I think a strategy person. I don't want to butcher her title because it's a very fancy title, but she oversees sort of strategy for Coldwell Banker Commercial. We were talking about transitions and we were talking about sort of 2020 and what an interesting interesting sort of is the understatement of the century for this year, but we're just going to call it an interesting year 2020 has been. And so one of the things that I had shared with her is one of my favorite exercises anytime I go through a transition. So a transition could be the end of a project. It could be the end of a relationship. It could be the end of a quarter or the end of a year. And so the exercise that I shared with her is very simple. And the exercise is 3 different questions that you ask yourself. If you're a person who likes to write. If you're a person who, maybe likes to record videos, maybe record a video. But the questions are this. First question, what have I loved? So in the case of 2020, what have I loved? Personally, I have loved the fact that I got a new niece in February. That is so exciting. She is so sweet. That has been a bright spot in 2020 for sure. I've loved some of the safe quarantine travel that I've been able to do. I've gone to some beautiful places in Colorado, in South Carolina, in the Dakotas, and really just beautiful places that I normally wouldn't get to see any other year. So those are some things I've loved in 2020. What have I learned is the second question. So things that I've learned in 2020, one is to, really follow my gut instinct. If something doesn't sound right or feel right, those are feelings that I want to pay more attention to and really sort of listen to in my decision-making process. So that's one thing I've learned in 2020. And the last question is, what do I want to leave behind? This might be the biggest part of your reflection on 2020. One of the things that I want to leave behind in 2020 is fear. I think this year has been full of fear and fear of the unknown, the sort of uncertainty with COVID. And not just COVID, we had a really ugly sort of election cycle that we went through and things like that. So fear is one of the things I really want to leave behind in 2020. So to recap from this great conversation with Christina Ballas at Coldwell Banker Commercial, I'll let you guys know when the podcast episode is out. What have I loved? What have I learned? And what am I leaving behind? So I hope you guys take that to heart. I would love to hear from you. What is in your list, the loved, learned, leave behind list? And hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you soon.